In the infinite presence of the divine, I acknowledge and recognize the mental alchemist as the radiant expression of the one source. I know that within the depths of their being lies the power to align with the energy of Mercury and manifest the qualities associated with the celestial body. I affirm and declare that the mental alchemist is now one with the essence of Mercury. Their mind is clear and focused, effortlessly absorbing knowledge and wisdom from various sources. In this sacred moment, I affirm that the mental alchemist's communication skills are honed and refined. They express themselves with clarity and precision. Their words carry power and influence, fostering understanding and connection with others. They communicate with sincerity, empathy, and authenticity, creating harmonious relationships and meaningful connections. I recognize that the mental alchemist is a vessel of creativity and innovation. Their mind is a fertile ground for ideas, and they effortlessly tap into their limitless creative potential. They channel the energy of Mercury to bring forth unique and transformative ideas that positively impact their life and the lives of others. I affirm that the mental alchemist is adaptable and flexible in their approach to life. They embrace change with grace and ease, effortlessly navigating through challenges and seizing opportunities. They trust in the flow of life and are open to new experiences and perspectives, expanding their consciousness and evolving on their spiritual path. I know and affirm that the mental alchemist is a beacon of mental clarity and brilliance. They effortlessly overcome by any mental obstacles, releasing limited beliefs and embracing empowering thoughts. Their mind is a sanctuary of peace where they effortlessly access profound insights and intuitive guidance. In this divine moment, I affirm that the mental alchemist is aligned with the energy of Mercury, embodying its qualities in every aspect of their being. They radiate mental brilliance, adaptability, and effective communication. They embrace their role as a powerful creator to use their gifts to bring forth positive change in the world. I give thanks for the transformation and the alignment taking place within the mental alchemist. I release this spiritual mind treatment into the law, knowing that it has already manifested in perfect and divine timing, and so it is. I want to welcome all of you to Mental Resurrection, Unleashing the Mental Alchemist Within. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. My name is Issachar Bey. I am the Senior Director and founder of the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in. It's a new year. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. As we embark on this year of 2024, it is my intent, it is my prayer, it is my hope that everybody that's viewing this, listening to this, that your year will be filled with prosperity, abundance, increase, and success. And that also you will be able to manifest the desires of your heart. This year, as we discussed last week, if this is your first time joining us, we want to welcome you. In the description, you can go back and listen to the replays of the Laws of Prosperity. The last call we did last Sunday was a great call. We talked about a lot of things that were going to be taking place in the year 2024. We talked about health things, regiments. We just talked about a little bit of everything, finances, money, So if you didn't get a chance to listen to it, you can go back. I wanted to do something different going forward in January for this year of 2024. I wanted to move it to YouTube. I wanted to expand our reach, give us an opportunity to expand, give us an opportunity to move into a new level, a new plateau, broaden our horizons so that we have access to more listeners. And so I want to thank all of you for tuning in. If you're listening to this now, I would like everybody who's listening in to like and also share. If you could like and share, so that we can raise the algorithms to get the word out about our Sunday fellowship. Every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time, we will be here, same place, same time, every Sunday. And so I want to thank all of you for tuning in and being a part of this. Mental resurrection is something that's extremely important. I believe that many of us have been washed up and been, when I say washed up, I mean have been I would say our minds have been captured. Our minds have been bombarded, have been bamboozled, hoodwinked. We've been part of the collective, so to speak. And we have gotten caught into social media. Who's doing what? Who's saying this? Who's making statements about this? Who's doing this? Who's sleeping with who? Who's in the new movie? Who's in a fight? Who's in an argument? We're connected into what's going on in social media, what's going on in the world, that we haven't really found ourselves or got ourselves to a place of elevation. We haven't allowed ourselves to really move in and understand who we are. For the next couple of weeks before us, I'm going to be teaching on mental resurrection. And one of the things I'm going to be discussing is we're going to be discussing how to unleash the mental alchemist within you. I believe that there is a mental alchemist within each one of you. What is a mental alchemist? We're going to get into that. I think that when we look at this year as a whole, we need to become manifestors. We need to be able to, as we learned last year, we learned how to study the path. We learned how to walk the path only so that we can now become the path. But what I want to teach about when we talk about mental resurrection is how to create our own reality. Last week I said something very profound. Listen, this year is a year for us to get out of the audience and get on stage. Get out of the audience and get on stage. No longer are we supposed to be spectators. No longer are we supposed to be on the sidelines or the wayside looking and cheering on. We're supposed to be in the game. We're supposed to be on stage. That happens through mental resurrection, resurrecting our minds, resurrecting our consciousness, resurrecting our psychological, our psyches, being able to elevate and resurrect every aspect of our lives. But it must first start in the mind. It must first start in the mind. I'm moving and shifting what I'm doing and how I'm operating. Those of you who are listening, and once you get on our list, and once you, as you look in the description of this, there's many different things that you can get involved in. We have all of our services that we provide here at the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. and you can govern yourselves accordingly and look at the description below. What I want to say is that as we move into this year, it's imperative that we awaken the mental alchemist within ourselves. I'm even changing. I had an epiphany last week because I was saying to myself, I knew what I wanted to accomplish in 2024. I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to expand my territory. I want to expand my followers. I want to expand my voice. I want to get my voice all the way from the highways to the byways, get my voice, my knowledge, my wisdom to the international realms across the world. And one of the things that I was struggling with is that, of course, I'm teaching spirituality, new age wisdom, science of mind. We're teaching the metaphysical truths and so forth. And then those of you, this is your first time meeting me, I'm also an astrologer and have been so for years. And so I in preparing to teach mental resurrection, the Spirit hit me up and said, listen, you are an astro alchemist. And I said, wow. I said, that's very interesting. I've never heard of anything like that. I've never heard a name or that's what Spirit gave me. It said that you are a astro alchemist, one who uses astrology and spirituality, metaphysics, to help people master their everyday lives. I got to tell you that that's what we're rolling with for 2024. I am going to declare myself an astro alchemist, one who uses astrology and spirituality and metaphysics and new thought to help people master their everyday lives. And so when I begin to look at this topic on mental resurrection, it is imperative that we realize how powerful this is, how important this is to start seeing, for you to start seeing your manifestation. Listen, I want to see the manifestations this year. I want to hear the testimonials. We're not getting together every Sunday just for show. It is imperative that we take what we're learning and that we are applying it to our lives. I say this every week. Knowledge is not power. Just because I know something doesn't give me the power. What gives me the power is when I take that knowledge of the thing and I apply it to my life. It then gives me the power. And the same thing, us learning about mental resurrection does not give us the power. It doesn't allow us to resurrect our minds just because we learned about it or we got some knowledge or information about it. But until you apply what we're going to be learning to your personal life, then and only then will you begin to get enriched and begin to get connected and begin to demonstrate the power in your very own life of the things that can happen. Do you know that you can change your financial situation right now? Do you know that you can change your marriage, your relationship? Do you know that you can change your family, your career, any dynamic of your life that needs to be changed? You will learn how to change and create your own reality. A mental alchemist refers to the inherent ability within each individual to transform their thoughts and their beliefs into physical reality. A mental alchemist, I'll say it again, refers to the inherent ability within each individual to transform their thoughts and their beliefs into physical reality. That means every concept I've had, every dream I've had, everything that I want to accomplish, everything that I want to see manifested in my life, I'm going to now, as a mental alchemist, as I awaken it, Because listen, there is a mental alchemist in every one of you. We're going to learn how to activate it. We're going to learn how to awaken it and activate it so that we can therefore transform our thoughts and our beliefs into our physical reality. Now, let me tell you something about this. I just want to stop right there. Listen to this. It's really amazing to me how there's no mistakes and there's no accidents in the universe. The reason I say that is because those of you that have been with us all of last year on the calls, you remember how I kept saying to everybody that the year 2024 is the year of manifestation. And I said that because the year 2024, when you add 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, you get 44, right? When you get 44, 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8 is the number of manifestation. Now look at this. 8 is also the number, is what I call the money mantle number. It's a number that magnifies and magnetizes money to you, right? But if you look at the number 8, it has 2 zeros, a 0 on the bottom and a 0 on top. And I teach that the number 8 represents, as it is in heaven, so shall it be on earth, which means that the 0 on top is heaven, the 0 on the bottom is earth. As it is in your mind, so shall it be in your physical reality. And what that means now, as we just read, as a mental alchemist, we will have the ability to transform our thoughts and our beliefs into our physical reality. My friends, this is the year of manifestation. This is the year of manifestation. This is not the year for us to hope and wish and pray and maybe it's going to happen, or I hope that it happens. No, this is the year where we pull in and show demonstration. This is the year where we get out the audience and we get on stage. I hope everybody can hear that. I want you to tell yourself that and hold on to that this year. Every time you feel like giving up, every time you get frustrated, every time you get jammed up and you get stuck, I want you to say to yourself, this is the year for me to get out of the audience and get on stage. It is a metaphorical concept that draws us to the ancient practices of alchemy. Now, alchemy was the ability to transmute base metals into gold. So when we start looking at alchemists or we look at alchemy, they were able to take the metals and then transmute them into gold. And because they had the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding of how to do that, they were called alchemists. In the context of personal development and spiritual growth, the term mental alchemist in our, as related to our concept, would be defined as or represents the power of the mind to create and manifest desired outcomes. So when you classify yourself as a mental alchemist, you are now saying to yourself that I have the power to create and manifest the desired outcomes that I want to see happen in my here and now. It signifies that you have the ability to consciously direct your thoughts, your emotions, beliefs towards the realization of goals and aspirations. Now, you have to be you have to listen to this very carefully, because to be able to direct your goals, to be able to direct your thoughts, your emotions and beliefs is a very powerful thing. You know, one of the books that I love is one of my favorite books. Is called. Let me see if I have it here in front of me. I think I do. This is a book that I always read, and it's a very, very good read. It's The Master Key by Charles Haanel. And I love this book. I have the small hardcover edition, and in this book, he talks about the power of the imagination. He talks about the elevation of consciousness. He talks about the power of focus, of concentration, and it is anything by Charles Haanel, and that's Haanel. Anything by Charles Haanel is always going to be a good read. And in that book, The Master Key, which I will be teaching a little bit out of that in regards to this, because the whole book is really on the mental capacity. Understand, as a mental alchemist, you have to understand everything starts in the mind. The mind is the most powerful tool that we have. And so if we're going to realize that the mind is the most powerful tool we have, we got to be able to really understand our minds and how to operate and how to use our minds. We have to understand the concepts. We have to understand the dynamics. Now, listen, the great thing about it is everybody that's listening to this, everybody that's here on YouTube, everybody that's listening, everybody that's connected in here, we all are different. Everybody has their own special, unique way of how they're going to activate the mental alchemist in themselves. And everybody will have their own way of how they are going to release that. There's no one way that we all do it the same way and it all happens the same way, because everybody on here is different. Nobody's the same. We all are originals. There are no copies. So if I'm going to be an original, I have to begin to understand, who am I? Just as an alchemist works with various elements and possesses to create a desired outcome, the mental alchemist works with their thoughts, beliefs, and intentions to manifest their desired reality. By understanding and harnessing the creative power of the mind, individuals can transform their thoughts into tangible results, shaping their lives according to their intentions and desires. This is not something that could happen or may happen. This is fact. This is 100% fact that you have the power as a mental alchemist to transform your thoughts into tangible results and begin to shape your life according to your intentions and desires. You create your own reality. It was some years ago. There may be some of you that may remember, I was doing a radio show on Blog Talk Radio, and the name of my show was called Creating Your Own Reality. I've always believed, and that's something that I've always stuck with. And if anybody asks me, I've always taught on manifestation. I've always taught on creating your own reality. I believe you have the ability to live the life that you want to live. I've always said this: live life, don't let life live you. What I mean by that is you need to dictate to life how you want to live. We don't want to live reactive. We don't want things to happen and then we react to life. No, we want to tell life what to do. We want to tell life how to act, how to behave. We want to be in control. Live life. Don't let life live you. The journey of becoming a mental alchemist is a journey. It's not just something that we read out of a book. It's not something that we take a course, we take a test, and we get a certificate. No, becoming a mental alchemist is you stepping into that role and becoming one with it. It's you allowing yourself to become one, to walk in the I amness of it. I am a mental alchemist, right? And it involves gaining awareness of your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, honing the ability to focus the mind. That's one of the most important things, is honing the ability to focus your mind. Why? We can see that our minds can get swayed. So much stuff going on in the media. Uh, every day there's something new that comes out. Every day something. You got this big news event that happened. You got this person is in a scandal. You got this person that's going on to this. This person came out and he's talking about everybody else. And we got all these things going on. It's very easy to be distracted, to be pulled away from the things that have no meaning to you, that are not going to benefit you. And so honing the ability to focus the mind is vital. It's important, because if I have the power to focus, I have the power to live the life that I want to live, and I don't have to settle, and I don't have to uh, do things that I don't want to do, and be in situations that I really don't want to be in, but I can live the life that I want to live. It's going to require a lot of practice. It's going to require a lot of self-reflection. It's going to get you to a point where you're going to have to really hone your skills to understand divine law. You're going to have to really connect with source and begin to really immerse yourself into this state of consciousness that you're going to be in. Ultimately, embracing the role of a mental alchemist empowers you to take charge over your life. I said this plenty of times, that anybody that's listening to this, if you're under 18, you're primarily under your parents' care. You're under their parental guidance. But once you become an adult, you are now a volunteer. And what that means is that everything that you experience in life, you volunteered for it. And many of you can disagree with that. Many of you can say, I never volunteered to be broke. I never volunteered to settle. I never volunteered to be lonely. I never volunteered. All of these things you can tell me you never volunteered of, but you only get a life what you pay for, and you paid attention to it. What are you focusing on? We just talked about that. Your focus will determine what your outcome is. And so if you don't want to see certain things in your life, and you don't want to go through certain experiences, then you have to change what you're focusing on. To consciously create your own reality and manifest your dreams, your aspirations, with your intentions and your purpose. The mental alchemist, when we look at it from the ancient practice of alchemy, as I said, they sought to transmute the basic metals into gold. And it is our journey to learn how to use that concept of being able to transform our thoughts, beliefs, and intentions into our desired physical reality. When you learn how to embrace and walk in that I amness, I am the mental alchemist, you will begin to tap into your creative potential. You begin to take control of your life. You begin to learn how to direct the energies towards the things that you want to see happen in your life. You and people will look at you and be like, "How did you do it?" And some people will think that they become jealous of you, because they won't understand that you have to realize everything happens from the inside out, not from the outside in. We live in a world now where everything is from the outside in. We look at everything on Instagram, on Facebook, on X, on Snapchat. We look at all of these social media things, right? And we're looking at what people wear, what they say, the memes. We look at all the things. We live in a world from the outside in, not from the inside out. But as a mental alchemist, you must live from the inside out. What's going ready to happen, as we talked about last week, is that we're entering a season right now where you're going to see the covers pulled back from a lot of things. That's why you see all of these things being exposed. They have all these lists coming out. They have all of these scandals coming out. Things are being, the covers are being pulled back. And so when you understand that your mental state and your inner world have a profound influence on your external reality, as within, so without, as above, so below, right? And so when you understand your inner mental state, your mental state is important. And we live in a world now where we are consciously aware of mental health. And so a lot of people have now gone to seek help for mental health and so forth and all those things. Mental health is extremely important. The mind is everything. I've said this as we talked about last year. I'll say this again. Every time you see the word man or woman, I want you to cross it out and put the word mind, because every man and woman is nothing but a mind, right? Anybody that's listening to me, you're married in your relationship, after you get past what they look like, after you get past how they make you feel, after you get past all of that, you realize I'm really with this person. I'm really with a mind. How they think, how they operate, their beliefs, their thoughts. That's who you're with. You're with the mind. Now, when we start talking about the mind, we have to get to a place where we understand the concept of who we are. Self-awareness is going to be very important, because if I'm going to resurrect my mind, I want to make sure that as I'm resurrecting it in a more profound way, that I'm resurrecting it in a way that's going to benefit me and everything that's connected with me. I'm not resurrecting my mind for greed, for show, to be narcissistic, to have pride. But you have to be very careful in how you operate. Everybody listening to me, if you don't know, you must know who you are. When we talk about mental resurrection, anytime we hear the word mind, mental, I want you to think about the planet Mercury. I know that a lot of people who are into astrology, they want to know what their sun sign is. They want to know what their ascendant is. They want to know my rising sign, my moon sign, my sun sign. I'm a Libra, I'm a Virgo, I'm a Pisces. All of that's great. One of the most important placements in your chart, your horoscope, your birth chart, is the placement of your Mercury. Because Mercury is the planet that will allow us to see how our mental capacity will play out in this incarnation. That's why it's so important that we have a level of self-discovery. Some of you on here, may not understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. Astrology is a science. I believe that astrology gives us the ability to understand and see the mind of God. Okay, that's that. My definition of astrology would be astrology is the affairs of man, is astronomy, astrology is astronomy brought down and applied to the affairs of man. Once again, I'll say my definition again. My definition of astrology is astronomy brought down and applied to the affairs of man. When people come to me for consultations, one of the things that I tell them is, I tell them astrology will show you the hand that you were dealt. Everybody listening to me, you were dealt a hand in life. Let's look at life as a game, and we're all sitting at the table playing cards. Everybody is dealt a hand in the game of life. Astrology shows me the hand that you were dealt, but wait a minute. It also shows me how to play that hand to win in the game of life. Why? Some hands are better than other hands. Some people have a better hand than me, and maybe I have a better hand than somebody else. But it doesn't matter how good or bad my hand is if I don't know how to play it. Astrology shows us how to use the hand that we were dealt and how to play it to win in the game of life. As a mental alchemist, it also allows us to use the knowledge, the science of astrology to become proficient in manifesting. Because I'm not just doing this by chance. I'm not just hoping that this works, but I'm moving into a level of awareness and a level of knowledge that now brings me to great demonstration. You gotta have self-discovery. You have to discover who you are. There's people on this listening to this. People tell you talk too much. People tell you so many things about yourself. I don't think you have to change anything about yourself. You are an original. You're not a mistake. Whatever way you came into this incarnation, you came into this incarnation for that reason. You must learn how to use your gifts and your talents, get out of the audience and get on stage and begin to serve humanity with the gifts and the talents that you have been given. Your gift makes room for you and will bring you before great men. The planet Mercury is something that's going to be very vital in us as we move into this season of learning about mental alchemy. Because I need to know how my mind thinks. So those of you that are listening, when you get into this, you'll begin to understand why I think the way that I think. Why do I communicate the way that I communicate? Right? Because Mercury is about communication. Mercury rules writing, communication. Mercury rules short distance travel. Mercury rules the planets Virgo and Gemini, which Gemini is about communication. Virgo is about health. Virgo is about detail orientation, so forth, right? That's why when, quote unquote, Mercury goes retrograde, we feel the effects, right? Communication We see Facebook. We see Facebook go down. We see the social medias go down. We see our phones are not working. We see that, there was a glitch on this last Mercury retrograde where Netflix went out and nobody could watch Netflix for a short period of time. So we see the power of how this transcends and how this works. But I think that in retrospect, the self-discovery is something that's going to be very vital because I need to discover who I am. Before I can activate the mental alchemist within myself, I must discover who I am. Who am I? If somebody asks you the question of who are you, you're not supposed to tell them your name because that's what your name is, but who are you? How can you define who you are? How can you define your purpose, your destiny of discovering who you are? I think in the self-discovery, you will learn so much about yourself. It can kind of alleviate a lot of things that maybe are blocking and holding you from getting to your promised land. Self-discovery can help the mental alchemist gain a deeper understanding of their unique strengths, your talents, your potential. Like I said, by analyzing your birth chart, which is a map, as I said, the horoscope, the birth chart is where we take a snapshot of the time you were born, the place you were born, the time you were born, the place you were born, and the day you were born. And based on those things, we take a snapshot of where the planets were positioned at that time, that place, that day. And it tells us everything about you. It's like an X-ray when you go to get an MRI, or when you go to get a CAT scan. It gives us the blueprint of who you are. And based on that blueprint, we're able to determine a lot of things. We're able to look at from the time you were born to now, things that are happening. We're able to see things that are happening in the present and what some of the things you can encounter in the future. And so I think that it's imperative that now, I don't believe in astrology, and I don't think anybody needs to believe in astrology. Yeah, so you may say, how could he be an astrologer and not believe in it? Because astrology is not something that you believe in. It's something that everybody needs to know about. It's a tool. It's a science. And so, in retrospect of you moving into this knowledge and wisdom of becoming a mental alchemist, we gotta begin to look at our lives in a self-discovery aspect. I gotta discover who I am. A lot of us can't move forward because we're so connected to the past. A lot of us are connected to the past. So that's one of the reasons why this mental resurrection is so important, because a lot of us need to be resurrected from the old things, the old mindsets, the old cliches, the old ways that have been instilled in us that can hinder us from moving forward. The old thought patterns, the old thought concepts. Those things that we're holding on to and lingering on, we can let those things go. And that's why it's so important to move into self-discovery. Yes, if you come to a consultation with me, you don't necessarily have to come to me. You can find There are many astrologers. There are many other people that you can go see that can help you with the self-discovery of discovering who you are. Why am I the way that I am? Why am I wired the way that I am? Why do I do this? Why do I do this? Why do I feel this way? Why is this happening to me? Why do I always cry? These are the things that you will learn about yourself, but you will learn how to utilize them things, right? How to play the hand that you were dealt. This is the year of manifestation. This is a universal year. Now, last Sunday, we began to talk about some things. This is a universal year, the year 2024. But in the USA of America, it is not a number 8 year. It is a number 1 year, which means that this is going to be a year of major changes. Major changes. And so it's going to be extremely important that you become focused on your own situation, your own life, your own goals and the things that you want to manifest, and don't allow yourself to be distracted by the many things that will begin to be unfolded as we move into this year. Now, when you talk about the self-discovery, I think that when one discovers who they are, they often said there's 2 days that's the most important in your life: the day you were born and the day you find out why. I think when you find out what your purpose is, when you find out what your destiny is, and I think when you find out who you are, it definitely changed the dynamic of your life. The things that used to matter to you don't matter anymore. And the things that didn't matter to you, those things now matter. You begin to change your perspective. You begin to change the lens on how you see things. You begin to start operating from inside out as opposed to outside in. And when you move from inside out, you begin to realize the power that you withhold within yourself. When you embrace the science and begin to utilize these things in your everyday purpose, because what we're going to learn as we move in this teaching is we're going to learn how to take these concepts, these truths, and we're going to learn how to use them in our everyday, how to master your everyday life. Everybody who's listening to me, you are a master already. Listen, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything I've been teaching, even last year, I'm not teaching you anything that you didn't already know. What I'm doing is bringing it back to your remembrance. So even with me, as we get into this teaching of mental resurrection and how to activate the mental alchemist within, I'm not teaching you anything you didn't already know. What I'm doing is bringing it back to your remembrance, because you've already had its power in you. You've already had the alchemist within you already. You just needed to know how to activate it and how to go ahead and put it into perspective and allow it to step forward and begin to operate and move in that. Your life that you're living is a life of evolution. Your body, your mind, your soul, it evolves. You're a different person this year than you were last year. We're 7 days into the new year, but you are a different person than you were last year. You've evolved in 7 days. You're not the same person you were on January 1st. your evolution must be guided and navigated by purpose. Some people live life, well, if it happens to me, then it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, I would love to be able to travel the world. I would love to, meet somebody and fall in love and have a wonderful romance. And, I would love to, have money where I didn't have to worry about working anymore. And, I can make passive income and I can have the finer things in life. But if it happens, it happened. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll see what life gives me. This is how people operate. This is how people live their lives. Live life. Don't let life live you. It all starts in the mind. I think that we make things difficult because of the lens that we look through things. Some of us want to get out of the situations that we're in. Some of us want to make the moves that we think we need to move, that we need to make. But because you're looking at it from the outside in instead of from the inside out, it looks 10 times bigger or 10 times harder than what it really is. But all it takes is that one decision in your mind. I heard somebody say one time that genocide is the killing of one's generation, right? Suicide is the killing of oneself. But when you decide, you kill all other options, which means is when you make a decision, when you decide, you've killed all other options. You've made a decision that I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. As a mental alchemist, you will be a great decision maker. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Those of you that are listening, this week, we're entering the first week of this year, or going into the second week now of the new year. I want you just to focus on your self-discovery of who you are. Who are you? With your self-discovery, understanding. Now, I am doing new moon consultations. Uh, January the 11th, the new moon will be in Capricorn, the sign of Capricorn at 20 degrees. Now, the new moon is a time for us to receive. It is a time for us to write down the things that we want to manifest, the things that we want to put in perspective. It's a good time to receive that which the universe has for you. It's a time of receiving, of bringing in, of manifestation. So those of you that want to, and it's a reduced fee. It's a 30-minute consultation. We're going to look at how the new moon can, how you're going to be able to work with the new moon to move into this great level of manifestation. Now, what's interesting is because it's in Capricorn, it's really good because Capricorn is a practical sign. And so those of you that really want to see things happen, you really want to start working with that new moon on the 11th. You really want to start manifesting, putting things in perspective, writing things down in your journal, meditating, really getting into the visualization, the manifestation of it, because things will start to practically happen for you. Trust and believe. This is one of those times where you really want to get involved and really get some things going. So I think it'll be a good opportunity for you to work with the new moon. But those of you that come for the consultation, I'll be able to show you how it interacts with every aspect of your chart, whether you are focusing on finances, career, your home, your health, your family, whatever it is that you are focused on, we'll look into that and be able to put something together that will help you with your manifestation goals this year. So we are looking forward to that. Those of you who also may say, you know what, I want to sit down with you because I need to learn and need to know the hand that I was dealt. I feel like my life has always been jumbled up. I've always nothing ever went my way. It seems like I go 2 steps forward, I get knocked 10 steps back. You know, nothing. I never could get nothing going, and it just seems like I've always been a hamster on the wheel. If you want to sit down and have a consultation with me, you can, and we can figure out the hand that you were dealt, and then we can also figure out how you're going to play that hand to win in the game of life. I don't believe in losing. Everybody is a winner. We don't lose, but we do get lessons. We will never lose, but yes, we will get lessons. And I think that our journey into becoming a mental alchemist will be one of the greatest things that we could ever do. It will be one of the greatest things that you can have in your repertoire to be able to bring into fruition the things that you want to see happen. You will become an architect, creating a blueprint for your life and beginning to now activate it and put it into perspective. So I think that this is going to be something that's good. Look, those of you that may have jumped on here, listening in, please like, please share, and then also, like I said, you can look in the description. We have a variety of services and different things that we have going on. Those of you that want to connect with us, our email address is there. All the information is in the description. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to this session. Like I said, every Sunday we're going to be here teaching, at least for the next couple of weeks. We're going to be teaching on mental resurrection, unleashing the mental alchemist within. Everybody has a mental alchemist within them. We need to activate it and we need to let it go. I want to see all of you next week, same place, same time. Bring a friend, let them know we're going to be here. I also want to move into this. I'm still going to operate in our circulation with the seed of $26. We're in 2024. We're still going to operate with that. Those of you, we believe that whatever we release out of our hands, that it will return back to its original point of origin. It circulates back to us. So we no longer spend money, we circulate it. Because in the word spend is the word end. And so when you pay your bills, when you go to the store, you're circulating money. You're circulating it, whether you're doing it on Cash App, whether you're doing it off your debit card or your credit card, or if you're doing Apple Pay. Whatever you're doing, how you're moving it around, you're circulating it. You're not spending it, you're circulating it. And so in our circulation, those of you that would like to sow a seed into the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center, also those of you that would like to give a donation or whatever it is that you would like to put into this ministry, this organization, we are overwhelmed with your generosity, and we do not take it for granted. We appreciate everybody. Thank all of you for all of your help, all of your support. Trust and believe, it means a lot. There's 3 ways that you can give. They are in the description. I will also put them out here. Cash App is going to be $TOESC, and then our PayPal and Zelle are going to be our email address, which is going to be info, INFO, at TOESC.org. And so that's going to be those of you that want to use PayPal or use Zelle. Once again, we appreciate all of your help. We appreciate all of your support, your financial donations. It does help us greatly. You will start seeing us. We're going to be running ads on YouTube and Facebook to expand our viewership, to expand the opportunity for people all over the world to have an opportunity to see us, to jump on the call, to jump on and watch us. And so we're excited about it. We hope you are excited about it. I want everybody to focus this week on your self-discovery. Who am I? To discover yourself. Before I can activate the mental alchemist within myself, I got to know who I am. I can't think who I am. I can't hope, and maybe I am this or maybe I am that. I got to know without a shadow of a doubt. I got to know. And so we're excited about your new year of 2024. We want to thank everybody for being a part of this great teaching today. And I hope that you were blessed. I hope you got something out of this. We will be back, same place, same time next Sunday for part 2. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to this broadcast. Issachar Bey, founder and senior director of the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. Your destiny is not a matter of chance, but it's a matter of choice. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.